trying to find its place. Richard Hand there. It's going for the back of the grid. Looks like we're missing a couple of people at the back. But let's not worry about that because we've got some red lights at the front of the field, which means we're about to go out and away we go racing. And third on the grid. Very nicely away indeed. Hooking up beautifully is Dan Jackson. But we could be 4 or 5 abreast as we hook second gear and go into Redgate. The roar of classic machinery disappears around Redgate.
Oh, we've got a rider down there, Redgate. Two riders down at Redgate there, unfortunately.
We're going to be seeing some yellow flags. There's a big cloud of dust, and we see one rider up and okay. Second rider, we'll have a look at them.
Yeah, we'll certainly have a look at that.
Marshall's obviously very quickly on the scene. They're obviously ready to spring into action at any moment, but particularly on the first lap at the first corner. So that looked like a big old tumble. It looked like somebody was running over either a ride or a bike there. Obviously got a little bit of time to sort things out, make sure everybody's safe and we can clear the track. So good spread of marshals down there because first corner incidents, obviously motorcycle racing is not exactly unknown. So everybody's up and everybody's away, and looks like everything's cleared up down there, doesn't it, Brad?
No, you're absolutely right. Both riders are up and okay there. They've just been tended to them up by the marshals, of course, just to ensure that everything is as it should be then with both riders and bikes. But it looked as though from this distance, I couldn't quite see the numbers, but they did both have the yellow back plate with the black numbers on there. So that's the 11B class, I believe, from memory there, with the white back plate and the black numbers being the 11As. But we'll get confirmation of that one very shortly indeed, as the number 82 machine of Mark Taylor leads the way then by 0.6 of a second over Dan Jackson. Then it's Perkin, Russell, who drops 3 positions on that lap, in fact. So Russell, Hebb, Higler, Bain. Then it's the number 66 machine of Ellis. So Rich Ellis, the first of the 11B machines then, ahead of Rhodes Williams, who makes up 4 positions then. And then it's Tong, Thrower, Hocking, Dawson, Purge. Then Hebb, the first of the 11C riders. Looks like Angela Cragg, number 631, hasn't come across the line there. So number 631, Angela Cragg, who, as you mentioned there, we also saw her earlier on today in 400s on her NSR 250 two-stroke machine. As Han comes across the line, not having a good time of things there. Didn't get the best of starts either than Han, but nonetheless, he is still leading the 11D class. We'll ignore the fact he's the only one out there, but you can only be who turns up, and if you're the only one, then the jobs are good.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. You know how that works. It's all good. As Taylor leads the way across the top there, and does go PB in the... oh, no, I said we did go PB, but all of a sudden it's Gordon Russell who goes the fastest. Michael Russell, sorry. Completely different again. He's a chef, isn't he?
Close enough.
Yeah, near enough. I don't know. But no, everybody obviously going PB in the first sector, the first flying lap round. Just checking everybody through. And, yep, here come the leaders there, so it is going to be Mark Taylor. Joey Essex himself leads the way. He's got a lot of support from his former MZ riders there. Is Michael Russell there in second place with the fastest lap of the race. Goes about 0.2 of a second quicker than Mark ahead in there. So Dan Jackson then it's Tony Perkin next. There's Brad Higler, who now he's just gone up another 2 places. A bit of a timing glitch there.
Billy Perkins has got a 10-second jump start penalty. So sorry, Tony Perkins has got a 10-second jump start penalty there for the number 22 machine, and that will drop him down to 7th place in class, 8th place overall behind Ellis, who is leading the 11B. So all jokes aside, kid, have you ever ridden anything as old as this, like this kind of era?
No, I must admit, I'm that's a good question. I don't know what the oldest bike I've rode. My first ever bike was down in 1970 Mossa. Slightly bizarre things, really, and that was in the late 70s. Maybe it might have been the late 60s machine. I don't know, but it was cheap. That was the
that's all you need.
The dealer I was working at the time traded it in for something like $100. Didn't want to do anything with it, so sold it to me for $100. So it was a very cheap set of wheels, but. Yeah, that's probably the oldest bike I've ever ridden, actually. I've ridden a big variety of machinery, luckily enough. So I'm very proud to say I've never thrown my leg over a Harley Davidson, and had the opportunity a couple of times and never quite got round to it. But if somebody offered me a Manx Norton, I would happily give it a few laps, that's for sure, because they're stunning looking machines. Obviously, the other problem these guys are running into, again, we were talking to Graham Higler this morning, is tyres. Because these guys run Avons, 19-inch Avons, just to be even more obscure. There is talk they might have to run a non-standard 18-inch wheel in the future, just so they can get some sort of tyre sizes. because obviously Avon have stopped producing tyres. Been a big problem with the sidecars. They've all gone to the Hoosier tyres. There's mixed reviews as to how they're getting on with those. Hoosier, one of the biggest motorsport tyre manufacturers in the world. We saw some on some supercars earlier today, so
absolutely.
Variety. So we don't know what's going to happen with the tyre thing there. Hopefully they can sort it out. Certainly the man sorting out on track at the moment is Mark Taylor, but ever closer every lap. Michael Russell, he is hunting him down very rapidly, isn't he? Another fastest lap last time round, and again a PB at sector 1 there. Go on, what are you spotted, buddy?
Most of them happened to Bain and Ellis there, but their lights have only just gone out. That would suggest they've dropped a few positions there.
Yeah, they're both yellow, aren't they?
We'll have to get confirmation on that one there. Have a look at their lap times this time around. That's a good battle at the front here, isn't it? It was 0.9 of a second between Taylor and Russell. This time around it's 0.1 as Russell does a 1 minute 22.374, and that is 0.8 of a second quicker than Mark Taylor, who set his personal best lap of the race on that lap of 1 minute 23.117. So 0.8 of a second is the distance. The gap has shrunk by. Then it's Jackson, Higlet, Hebb, Bain, Ellis, Perkin. Just looking for Rhodes and Williams here, just to see what their this lap time is for those two riders. That will be second and third in the 11B category, and it's the number 16 and 33 we're looking for. So there goes the number 33. That's Williams just coming across the line behind Rhodes. So it's a 1 minute 30 on that lap then for Rhodes and Williams. Dawson behind them doing a 1 minute 28.7. Then it's Tom, Thrower and Hocking. So a bit of distance, a bit of a gap in between the lap times for these guys here, but the battle on the circuit rages on at the front then between Taylor and Russell. Now looking at the second times here, it is still showing as Taylor leading the way just by Russell, and nobody in front in the top two then doing anything special. They do both go yellow, and I think it could well be a transponder thing for Bain and Ellis then for number 12 and number 66. But we are looking now for our race leaders. They're down the back straight in towards the Robert chicane now, and it's still showing as the 82 of Taylor leading the way from Russell, and that is exactly as it is on circuit then. But the number 68 of Russell right behind the 82 of Taylor as they go down the front straight then, but not close enough to make a challenge this time around. We do have 2 laps to go then, so less than 4 miles of racing action to decide who will come out on top in this Lansdowne Classic race.
Yeah, absolutely nose-to-tail stuff, both very experienced riders. Michael Russell is the name I'm not quite sure what his full CV is, but he's one of those names that I've been seeing at racetracks for many years indeed. Looks like we've lost somebody up there at McLean's as well, unfortunately. I can see the marshals quickly springing into action. Looks like a single vehicle incident there, so nothing too much to worry about. See who's not tripped the timing vehicle. Looks like the number 16 machine, perhaps. That's Sam Rhodes. Is that? Yeah, it is Sam Rhodes. Unfortunately, not tripping the timing beam, so everybody else making their way past there, so I'm not quite sure if that's a mechanical failure or a slightly unusual place.
Just have a look at the tracks going into the gravel there. It does seem as though it is just running off into the gravel there.
Okay, yeah, easily done, of course. A little bit of a braking point there. If you, and obviously, these old bikes, they have massive great drum brakes on them, don't they? So don't get modern stopping power or anything like that. And the tyres, a skinny 19-inch tyre doesn't quite have the same sort of fat grip as a nice slick either. So things aren't as easy as you might think. So we're just waiting for the leaders to come across the line. Is that a challenge there?
That is, yep.
Yeah, that is Russell, who does indeed go past on Taylor with a lap to go. So a hurry-up flag goes out to the pair of them. They go charging into Redgate once again. And tell you what, the battle behind them is getting a little bit closer too, actually, because we see a PB from Dan Jackson there. And he's got a little bit closer. Higlet's going right with him as well there. He's not too far off the money. He's keeping him Perkin behind him. So a good little battle going on there, particularly that scrap for the lead. I don't think Mark Taylor's going to take that one lying down anytime soon. Dan Jackson only 1.25 seconds back. It goes a little bit quicker than the other guys, just by a few tenths of a second, but that's what it's all about. Russell, in fact, was relatively slow on that last lap, doing a 23.6 and a 23.8 there for Taylor, but a 22.9 for Dan Jackson that time. Just waiting for them to trip the timing beam over the back. Again, nobody does anything special. Jackson a little bit further back, so I don't think he's going to be in a position to challenge. We don't get the sector times down there at the moment, but we will get a view of them coming down the long straight. Again, one last opportunity to play the slipstream game, the only real opportunity to play the slipstream game, but I don't think that Mark Taylor's had the opportunity as he screws that throttle open as hard as he can. A little bit of a draft going on towards the line. Oh, blimey, over the line we go. And it is indeed a win to Mark Taylor. Michael Russell does get beaten by 0.087 of a second. Not much in it at all. Tis Dan Jackson in fourth place. Tony Perkin finishes in fourth, but then has that penalty applied. So unfortunately drops back a couple of places, which means that Graham Higler can claim fourth in class. Ahead of the 56 machine of that 10. There's Tony Perkins, officially credited in sixth place, and Ace Bain. Just waiting for Dawson and Williams to come across the line very shortly to claim their 9th and 10th places and to round out our top 10. Okay.
Excellent stuff with the classic machinery, and again, if you're spectating here today and you're not part of the paddock, please feel free to go for a wander around the paddock. Everybody is welcome to come along.